The first time I realized I might not make it home, I was already stopped in the middle of the road. The engine was running, the headlights were on, and my phone was ringing on the passenger seat. I didn't answer it, because the caller ID didn't show a number. It showed my own name. And somewhere deep in the forest, just beyond the reach of my headlights, something answered the phone anyway. I took the quiet road home because I always did. After a late shift, my brain ran on autopilot. Same route, same turns, same stretch of empty forest that cut my drive almost in half. I told myself it was safer than the highway at night. Fewer drunk drivers, less traffic, less noise. That night it felt like the road had been waiting for me. The rain started softly like a warning I chose to ignore. My wipers dragged slow arcs across the windshield, barely keeping up. The trees on either side of the road blurred together, their branches bending inward as if the forest was slowly closing its mouth. No streetlights, no houses, no signal bars on my phone. Just the hum of tires on wet asphalt and the steady ticking of the clock on the dashboard. 11:48 p.m. I remember thinking that if anything went wrong out here, no one would know for hours. That thought should have made me turn around. Instead, I kept driving. The radio cut to static as the forest thickened. I reached for the knob, twisting it back and forth, but every station dissolved into the same hollow hiss. I shut it off completely. The silence that replaced it felt heavier than sound. That's when my phone buzzed. Not a call, a vibration. One long pulse against the seat. I glanced at it. No notification. No missed call, nothing. Probably nothing, I told myself. Bad reception, ghost vibration, stress. I drove on. The road curved sharply left, then right, then straightened out into a long stretch where the trees grew closer to the asphalt. My headlights barely reached past the first line of trunks. Everything beyond that was swallowed by black. Then the phone buzzed again. This time it didn't stop. I picked it up. The screen was lit. Incoming call. Caller ID, me, my full name, first and last. For a second, I honestly thought I was more tired than I realized, that my eyes were playing tricks on me. I blinked hard and looked again. It didn't change. The call kept ringing. I didn't answer. I set the phone back down, face up, and watched it vibrate. The sound was wrong, too loud in the quiet car. Like something impatient, something that didn't like being ignored. After the fifth ring, it stopped. I let out a breath I didn't know I was holding. And that's when the car stalled. The engine cut out so suddenly my body lurched forward. The dashboard lights flickered, then went dark. Only the headlights stayed on, casting a pale tunnel ahead of me. I turned the key. Nothing. I tried again. The engine coughed, then died. The rain intensified, drumming against the roof like fingers tapping in uneven rhythms. I looked down at my phone, ready to use it as a flashlight or call for help. No signal. Of course. I opened the car door just a crack, listening. The forest answered with nothing but rain and distant wind moving through branches. No animals. No insects. Not even the usual night sounds. It was too quiet. That's when I heard it. A sound from behind the car. Not footsteps. Something heavier. Slow, deliberate, moving closer, and my phone started ringing again. The phone kept ringing. I didn't touch it. The sound filled the car, sharp and insistent, echoing off the glass like it was bouncing around inside my skull. I stared straight ahead, hands frozen on the steering wheel, afraid that if I moved even a little, the thing behind me would know. The footsteps stopped, right behind the trunk. I could feel it. That pressure you feel when someone is standing too close, even with your eyes closed. The phone stopped ringing. For a few seconds, there was nothing. No sound except the rain and my own breathing, loud and uneven. Then my phone lit up again. This time, it wasn't a call. It was a voicemail notification. I hadn't answered. I hadn't declined. Still, there it was. One new voicemail. My hands were shaking as I picked up the phone. The screen glowed pale blue in the dark car. No signal, no bars, yet somehow the voicemail was there. I didn't play it right away. I listened to the forest instead. The rain was lighter now, but the silence underneath it felt wrong. Too complete, like the woods were holding their breath. I pressed play. At first, there was only static, then breathing. Slow, wet, and then a voice. My voice. "Don't turn around," it said. I dropped the phone. It hit the floor near my feet, the sound loud enough to make me flinch. Outside, something shifted its weight. I heard a faint scrape like shoes dragging against gravel. I looked in the rearview mirror. Nothing. Just darkness swallowing the road behind me. I didn't know what to do. Sitting in the car felt unsafe. Getting out felt worse. Every instinct screamed at me to stay still, to become invisible. The voicemail ended with a soft click. That's when the knocking started. 3 slow knocks. Not on the window. On the trunk. I jumped so hard my seatbelt dug into my shoulder. The knocking wasn't loud, but it was deliberate, controlled, like whoever or whatever was back there knew exactly how much force to use. 3 knocks. Pause. 3 more. I yelled without thinking. "Who's there?" My voice sounded small, weak. The knocking stopped. For a moment I thought that was it. That maybe I'd imagined the whole thing. Stress, fatigue, a bad coincidence. Then something slid across the roof of the car. Slowly, from back to front. The metal groaned under the weight. Whatever it wasn't light. The sound moved overhead, scraping softly until it stopped right above my seat. I couldn't breathe. A shadow passed over the windshield. Something leaned forward. I squeezed my eyes shut. A knock came from above me. On the roof. One single knock. Then another. Closer. Lower. Like it was tapping directly above my head. My phone buzzed again. I opened my eyes just enough to look down. Incoming call. Caller ID, me. I answered it. The line connected immediately. For a second there was nothing. Then the voice spoke, calm and familiar. "You took the quiet road," it said. "I always do," I whispered. There was a pause. "I know," the voice replied. The weight lifted from the roof. I heard it slide back, then drop down behind the car with a dull thud. The footsteps returned, circling slowly, moving from the rear toward the driver's side. "I just want to get home," I said. "So do I." The handle on my door rattled. Once, twice, then it stopped. "You're not alone out here," the voice said. "You just think you are." The call ended. The engine suddenly roared to life. I didn't question it. I slammed the gas pedal to the floor. The tires spun, then caught, and the car lurched forward. I didn't look back. I didn't check the mirrors. I focused on the thin strip of road ahead, praying it would lead somewhere familiar. The forest blurred past me. Curves came too fast. Branches seemed closer than before, reaching toward the road like arms. Then, without warning, the road opened up. Streetlights, houses, civilization. I burst out of the forest like I'd been holding my breath for miles. I slowed down, my hands aching from gripping the wheel too hard. The rain stopped as suddenly as it had started. I pulled over near a gas station and sat there shaking. My phone was dark. No missed calls. No voicemails. No call history. Just my reflection staring back at me from the black screen. I drove home after that. I didn't take shortcuts. I didn't turn on the radio. I locked my doors the moment I got inside. I didn't sleep. Around 3:12 a.m., my phone buzzed on the nightstand. One notification. Voicemail. Caller ID, me. The message was only 4 seconds long. Heavy breathing. Then my voice whispered, "I'm still on the road." And somewhere outside my house, far down the street, I heard a car engine idling. If an empty road calls to you at night, remember, not every road leads home.